It's the last day of our 4-day Yosemite trip. We get up early to try to catch the sunrise at Tunnel View. There's time for one last hike, and we decide to go see some giant sequoias. And because of a little persistence, we're able to have a once-in-a-lifetime experience that few people ever get to enjoy. I'm up. It's entirely too early. It's a little bit after 5 a.m. We're going to try to make it to Tunnel View early in the morning to catch the sunrise. I'll show you outside, but you won't see anything because it's completely pitch black. It was still pitch black when we got to Tunnel View. It gave us plenty of time to set up and watch a beautiful sunrise. The video we captured really doesn't do it justice, but if you're able to bear the really early mornings, it's definitely one of those things you should do while you're in Yosemite. This is the tunnel of Tunnel View. There were a surprising number of people there considering how early it was in the morning. Lucky for us, I'm an over-planner, so we got there early and secured a pretty good spot. Most of Yosemite's iconic pictures are taken from there, so if you want to get in, make sure you plan ahead. With that taken care of, we have the whole rest of the day to figure out what to do. With Liz's ankle feeling better, we have a lot of decisions to go make. After Tunnel View, we decided we had a choice between going back into the Yosemite Valley and trying to do one of the hikes that we missed, or just going on to Mariposa Grove, and we decided to just go on to Mariposa Grove. So we're at this stop right now at Alder Creek. It's still pretty early in the morning. Here's Liz. Gadget is pretty upset that we took him out here. It's freezing cold. Yeah, there's a beautiful waterfall here, and so we wanted to stop and just take a quick look. Okay, that was probably the worst idea I've had in a while. Way too cold out there. We're up in the mountains, so that was a bad idea. So we just rushed right back into the van. So we're gonna just keep going to Mariposa Grove. Bad idea. As we are driving down this road, it has suddenly gotten very smoky. There has to be some sort of fire nearby. Given the cones on the road, I'm going to assume that it's some sort of controlled burn that they're doing to kind of prevent any large fire from happening. But the smoke is pretty thick. I'm not sure the camera is even really capturing how thick it really is. The smell started several miles down the road.
It's a fire truck.
You see? Oh, there it is. Well, there you have it. It definitely looks like some sort of controlled burn. Hopefully it won't affect us too much to where we're going. Looks like we made it through whatever that fire was and have arrived at Mariposa Grove Plaza. It feels a little bit odd because while it's early, we are the only ones here. The plaza is empty, and so is the parking lot. Unfortunately, because it's early in the season, it looks like the shuttle isn't running up to the top. Normally, with very little effort, you could go see the sequoias, but it doesn't look like we're going to get lucky today. There's a 2-mile paved road which I'll highlight in red that looks like we're going to have to tackle first. We have a hike before the hike to go see our first sequoia. One thing you should notice is how high the snow is. It's all the way to the height of the rail, and it's like that pretty much the entire trail, so this is what we'll be hiking on today. Probably shows you how bad the winter has been. This tree right in the middle of the path, very well traveled path, and nobody's come out here to clear it out yet. Just more of an idea of how much snow there is right here. Those are the tops of the poles. You can't even see them. And as you go up the trail, they just kind of disappear.
Call me crazy, but looking at all the snow makes me think we should have snow cones. We should have brought syrup.
A very underrated thing for having walking or hiking poles anytime you go on a hike, especially in this terrain where you just see it's like all snow everywhere. You may not think you need it, but you may slip, and it's really helpful to have a pole. And one thing people don't always think about too is just make sure that things are really tightened. Liz's pole actually came undone, didn't come undone, but got compressed when she pushed down on it. And one thing you have to know is like you have to be able to tighten these. So just make sure you keep those really tight. So when you close this latch down, that's probably even a little bit too easy right there. So you probably want to tighten that a little bit and make sure that it's pretty snug so that when you put weight on it, it doesn't come down.
I could barely get in through this bathroom door. I had to take my backpack off before I could get in there. The snow is just so high and it is so packed. It looks like we are completely alone on this trail. We haven't seen a single person coming down and nobody is behind us at this point. It's kind of weird, but it's also kind of nice. Well, we made it. That was pretty difficult given all that snow and the many times that we almost just slipped. It also didn't help that that smoke that we saw earlier when we drove up here was pretty prevalent. You can see it in the background right here. About 20 minutes down the mountain, it was pretty thick and it almost made us turn around. But boy, are we glad we didn't. As is often true with life, hard work often provides large rewards. And our reward today is a perfectly empty mountain. There isn't a single other person here, so we get this place all to ourselves, minus that one raven.
Hi, Mr. Bird. You looking for something? Okay. Whew, what a hike. So we finally made it to the top. If you're the type of person who really likes to be alone in your thoughts, today would probably be your perfect day. We didn't see a single person on the way down this trail. So we're probably the first person or the first people up here today. I would bet we're going to be the only people up here today because there was really nobody behind us. Anyone who was behind us, they dropped off a long time ago. So I think we have this place all to ourselves. So we made it all the way to the top of the Mariposa Grove Trail. This is Wawona Point, I think is what it's called. It was hard to get up here. That's why nobody came up. There was just a lot of snow. I'd like to say we're adventurous, but now I'm kind of starting to think we're kind of stupid. I'm not sure, given how hard it was to get up here and how lonely it is up here. I think everyone else is maybe a little bit smarter than we were today. But hey, we made it. Great view. Happy to be here. So let's tell me, how far did we actually go today?
Let's see. Ooh, 7.5 miles.
7.5 miles. How many steps is that?
19,000.
19,000. That's one way. I'm not looking forward to the way down.
Me neither.
Here's a pro tip for all of you all. If you're going to go on a hike like this, I really recommend you download Google Maps onto your phone. What a lot of people don't know is even if you don't have cell signal, it will still find you where you are on the map. That's because if it has the map information, it just has to find your location, and it can get that via GPS. And GPS is available pretty much anywhere in the world that you have visibility of the sky. Many times on this trail, I wasn't sure exactly where we were, and I was able to just look up and figure it out, even though, again, I had no cell signal.
Downloading a map to use this way is relatively straightforward on Google Maps. First thing is just to open up the map and then navigate to the location that you want to save. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, as you'll have time to adjust later. Then click on the icon next to the search bar, and you'll see a menu that opens up. Click on the option that says Offline Maps. On the next screen, you'll just select your own map, and it'll bring you back to the area that you selected. Just make sure that this is exactly what you want. You can move it around, you can zoom in a little bit, you can zoom out. But when you're satisfied with it, just click on the download button on the lower right. I'll start to download it to your phone. And as soon as that gets to 100%, you're good to go. When you see the check mark there, you're good. Now you can use this map even if you don't have a cell signal. With the place all to ourselves, we took time to appreciate the beauty of the moment. How often does one get a chance to have such a beautiful and high-trafficked area all to oneself? Nobody ever did come up the mountain while we were there. And as we made our way down, we didn't see anybody on the way back. So it's entirely possible that we were the only ones there that day. Whew, we're back from our hike. It was a lot of steps. What was the final step count, Liz?
It was 32,900.
Jeez, it's a lot. Not quite double what we were going up, but that's still quite a bit. That's gonna end our Yosemite trip. That's gonna end our adventure. We're actually headed to Southern California to do some other things that we want to do down there. But what do you think of Yosemite?
I liked it. I felt like the facilities are very nice compared to all the other national parks.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by the shower, which is awesome. It's $5, totally affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that will make me like stay longer. Just the option to shower.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I had a really good time. I don't think we ran out of things to do, and I still think there was a lot of things we could have done left. So, you think we're gonna come back at some point?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, we'll see you in Southern California at some point. I forgot to ask Gadget his opinion. Gadget, what were your thoughts on Yosemite? I guess it's unanimous. We'll be coming back to Yosemite soon.